Yo, Plum here. This video is going to explain parenting in Blender and how to connect your models, because I know that at first it can be kind of daunting and I didn't really see any tutorials out there like really explaining it and what it actually means, and basically a better way to explain it. And hopefully this will clear up a few things, and if you have any questions just message me on Discord and I'll try to hit you back. So the model I'm going to be using in this is the Black Widow skin, which came to the shop recently, and it's a good example because not only does it have a body and a head, but it also has a hair, which is a third object. So first things first, we're going to want to take everything, so we're going to just want to select each layer, and if you don't see these little bones here, you're going to want to make sure that each layer you have has the eyes shown and not empty. So once you do that, you want to press S and then type in 0.011, and all of this is while you're in object mode. And you can already see that your model is scaled down, so we're just going to want to go down so we can see our model. Alright, so now that we're down here, we can go ahead and start working on the model itself. So we're going to start doing that by editing the head. So if we go ahead and hide this stuff and we just have our head here, so you can see here, this is basically just a standard Asian Fortnite default head, and that's because the other meshes themselves, the PSKs that you get from the Black Widow, doesn't come with a head. So I mean, you can really use any head, it doesn't matter, but the one that it's intended to go with is the standard Asian one. So as you can see, it has its own hair, and we don't want that because the Black Widow comes with hair, and that's what we obviously want to be using. So in order to get rid of that, we're going to want to swap over to edit mode. So just select one vertice on the head, and then go ahead and press Ctrl L on your keyboard, and it's going to select that whole mesh for the head. And you're just going to want to go ahead and click X and then delete the vertices. You're going to want to do that for the rest of the hair pieces. So Ctrl L and X and enter. So now we just have the bald head, which is what we want, because we're going to swap over back into object mode, because now it fits in with the rest of our model. So now that we're all set up to do the connecting and parenting, we can start by merging our meshes and bones together. So before we do that, let's go ahead and select each one of our meshes one by one and go back to edit mode. You can press tab to do that, and for some reason I don't have the head selected, so we're just going to press A and then A again. So it selects everything. We're going to go to face, tries to quads. This is just better for Fortnite models. And then we're going to go back to face and click shade smooth. So that's just going to make our character smooth. As you saw before, it was a little bit sharp. The edges were sharp and it didn't really look smooth like you would want your character to be. So now it's just like that. So now we're just going to go ahead and press A on our keyboard again to deselect everything. And then we're going to start merging the meshes together. So we're going to want to make sure we go in the same order for the bones and the meshes. You'll see what I mean here in a second. So click the body mesh, then click the head mesh, and then click the hair mesh. You can do this in any order, but just make sure you remember what order you do it in. So once you've done that, you want to click Ctrl and J on your keyboard. And as you can see here, it's all merged into one mesh. So now we can go ahead and hide that and then show all of our other meshes. And you don't really need to hide the main mesh. But now we have all our bones shown. So now you want to select our body, then our face. That's the hair actually. So you want to just hang on our keyboard to get rid of what we've just done. Body, then head, then hair. And then we can do the same as we just did before, Ctrl J on our keyboard. And now, as you can see, we only have two objects and we start with 3. So this is a good step in the right direction, but if you try to move any of the bones, we're going to be really deformed. I can do an example right here. Try to move the spine. It's really messed up. See, the face is not moving with the head and the arms aren't moving with the chest either. So we're going to go ahead and undo that and go back into our object mode. So let's go ahead and select our bones, and then we're going to go and tab over into edit mode, and then you're going to want to zoom in right here and see this one bone right here. This bone is called spine 05, and this is the main bone that we're going to be using to delete the duplicate bones. The reason why when you initially merge the bones together and it doesn't move correctly is because each one of our separate meshes had its own set of bones, and that's what we merged together. And all of them are still there, they're just covering each other. So in order to have it as all as one so it moves properly, we're going to want to delete these extra ones. So in order to do that, we're going to go while in edit mode, select this, and see in the right here it says spine 05. That's the one that we want to keep. So you want to click around a little bit, and then see I just got selected spine 05001. That's the one we want to delete. So now that I've selected that, I can go to select, similar, then suffix. And that's going to go ahead and select all the other bones that we don't want, and then press X and then enter on that. So that has deleted one of them. Now remember, we merged 3 bones together. I mean 3 meshes and bones, 3 sets together. So that means there's going to be 2 of them that we want to delete because we only want 1 set of bones remaining. For example, if you're only merging a head and a body, you're only going to have to delete 1. So now that I've done that, I can go and try to find the next one. That's still spine 05, as we can see here. So I'm just going to click around a little bit until I get spine 002. Now there's a way you can do this in the layers, but I find it easier just to try and get it through clicking on our viewport. So maybe I'll get this in a couple seconds. Maybe zoom in. And there we go. As you can see there, spine 002. We want that deleted as well, so select, similar, suffix. We're just going to repeat the same process, X on our keyboard, and enter. Now that has deleted both of the extra sets of bones, but we're not quite done yet, because now that we've deleted that, the bones that were parented and in those groups that we just deleted, now they don't have any, they're not assigned to any body parts yet, so they don't move anything. So say it was part of the spine, if I try to move anything in the hierarchy above it, it's not going to be controlled by that. It's going to stay there because it's not it's not parented by it. So we're going to want to go ahead and expand this layer and expand this while still in edit mode. Make sure you're in your edit mode, because if you're not, it's not going to let you. And we're going to see this root right here, and then we're just going to hover over into the viewport, press X and enter. So now pelvis. This is going to be the one thing we have left when we're all done. That's going to be the one thing in our bones area, because that's just the highest option in our hierarchy. So the upper arm L right here, we're going to want to parent that to the clavicle. That's just where it goes, because the clavicle is up here and that connects right there. So we're going to want to go into our armature right here. Just kidding. We're going to here, this bone, relations. Then in the parent area, see it's upper arm L, so we're just going to go type in clavicle L. Now that's parented, and see it has disappeared from this and gone into our pelvis and connected to the clavicle L. So now we're going to do the same with the upper arm R, except we're going to connect it to clavicle R. And then the thighs both go into pelvis. And the attach gets deleted as well, so we can just click X here. And the hairs, this all can go into the head. So we're just going to select parent head. And it's going to do that for all of them. And also the face attach, make sure that goes in head, because if you don't and you try to move the head or anything else that is higher than the head in the hierarchy, the face is going to stay in place. So if you have the issue where if you've say downloaded a model and your face is staying in place, this is because the face attach is not parented by, it's not a child of the head. So you just want to make sure that you go to your face attach and make the head the parent of that. Now, as you can see, the pelvis is all we have left. That means we're all finished. We can tab back into object mode and select our armature and go down to pose mode. And now, if we move our spine, everything is parented and connected and moving along with our spine. And that's exactly what you want. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the tutorial. I hope you found this helpful. As I said, any questions, just let me know on my Discord. That'll be on the screen now. And yeah, I'll catch you guys sometime. I don't know.